In the quietest hours of the night, when the world feels suspended between yesterday and tomorrow, there is a different kind of silence. It is not the peaceful silence of rest. It is the silence of unanswered questions. The silence of a door left slightly open. The silence of a phone that never rang again. Tonight, we're diving into a story where the fingerprints were lifted. The DNA was collected. The timeline was reconstructed. Witnesses spoke. Evidence was boxed, catalogued, labeled, and locked away. And yet, no arrest was ever made. This is Evidence Exists, but no arrest. Stay with me, because what you're about to hear is not a story about a crime that vanished without a trace. It's about a crime that left too many traces. So many, in fact, that the truth became buried beneath them. And somewhere in that mountain of evidence, someone walked free. On October 12, 2009, in the quiet suburban town of Brookhaven, a 34-year-old schoolteacher named Daniel Mercer didn't show up to work. Daniel was not the type of man who disappeared without explanation. He lived alone in a modest two-bedroom house on Willow Creek Drive. He graded papers early. He answered emails promptly. He called his mother every Sunday evening without fail. By Monday afternoon, the school principal called his phone. It went straight to voicemail. By Monday night, Daniel's sister, Claire, drove to his house. The porch light was on, the front door was unlocked, and inside, the television was still glowing blue. The living room was neat, almost staged in its normalcy. A half-empty mug of coffee sat on the table. Daniel's phone was charging near the couch. His wallet rested on the kitchen counter. But Daniel was gone. Police were called at 9:17 p.m. Officers arrived expecting a routine missing person report. Instead, they found something that changed everything. In the hallway, near the bedroom, there was blood. Not a pool. Not a splatter across the walls. Just a smear. Like someone had tried to wipe something away. Forensics was called in immediately. Luminol revealed more. The hallway floor lit up in faint blue patterns, small droplets leading toward the back door. The kind of droplets that suggest movement, struggle, injury. Outside, in the backyard, detectives found disturbed soil near the fence line. It looked like someone had fallen, or been dragged, but there was nobody. Here's where the story becomes complicated. Daniel Mercer was not a man surrounded by enemies. By all accounts, he was quiet, polite, and private. He had recently ended a long-term relationship with a woman named Hannah Wells. Friends described the breakup as amicable, but tense. Hannah was interviewed the next morning. She claimed she hadn't seen Daniel in 3 weeks. She said the relationship ended because he was distant. She insisted she was home the night he disappeared. Her alibi: she was alone. That alone wouldn't have made her a suspect. But then investigators checked Daniel's laptop. They found emails, drafted, but never sent. One read, "If anything happens to me, look at her." The email was dated 2 days before he vanished. There was no name, just her. Now pause for a moment. Imagine being a detective. You have blood in the hallway. You have a man missing without his phone or wallet. You have a suspicious email implying fear. And you have an ex-girlfriend with no alibi. It sounds straightforward. It wasn't. Because then came the fingerprints. On the back door handle, inside and out, there were partial prints that did not belong to Daniel. They did not belong to Hannah. They did not match anyone in the national database. But they were clear. Clear enough to prove someone else had been there. And that changed the direction of the investigation completely. As days turned into weeks, the case grew colder. Search teams combed nearby woods. K9 units traced scent trails that ended abruptly near a service road half a mile away. No tire tracks were preserved. A rainstorm had washed most of the ground clean the morning after Daniel disappeared. But the forensic lab made a breakthrough. The blood in the hallway was confirmed to be Daniel's, and there was more blood outside than investigators initially thought. Enough to suggest serious injury, enough to suggest he likely did not leave that house alive. Now the case was no longer a missing person. It was a homicide investigation, without a body. The first major development came 3 months later. Daniel's neighbor, an elderly man named Arthur Collins, reported something strange. The night Daniel disappeared, around 11 p.m., Arthur had been awake watching late-night television. He remembered hearing what he described as a sharp cry coming from Daniel's backyard. He looked out his window, but saw nothing unusual, just darkness. He didn't call the police because he assumed it was an animal. Why did he come forward months later? Because he had seen a news segment about the case, and something had bothered him ever since. Investigators asked him another question. Did he see any vehicles? Arthur hesitated. He said there might have been a dark SUV. He said there might have been a dark SUV parked near the service road that night. He wasn't certain, but that detail would matter later. Police pulled traffic camera footage from nearby intersections. One camera, positioned at the junction near Willow Creek Drive, captured a dark SUV driving away from the neighborhood at 11:22 p.m. The license plate was partially visible. 3 letters, 2 numbers. It was enough to narrow down potential matches. After weeks of filtering, they found a likely candidate. The SUV belonged to a man named Victor Hale. Victor Hale was not connected to Daniel Mercer, at least not publicly. He was a contractor who had done renovation work in the area months earlier. When detectives brought him in for questioning, Victor appeared calm. He admitted he had driven through the neighborhood that night. He claimed he was meeting someone for a late payment. He refused to say who, and he asked for a lawyer. Now the evidence began stacking up. A search warrant was executed on Victor's SUV. Inside the trunk, investigators found faint traces of blood, too small to see with the naked eye, but enough for testing. The lab results came back 2 weeks later. The blood matched Daniel Mercer. Partial match, but strong. Strong enough to suggest Daniel had been inside that vehicle. And yet, Victor Hale was released. Why? Because the blood quantity was minuscule. Because the defense argued contamination. Because Victor claimed Daniel had once helped him move furniture months earlier and might have cut himself then. There was no record of that meeting, but there was also no body. And without a body, prosecutors hesitated. The public grew restless. Daniel's family appeared on local television, pleading for answers. His mother held up a photo of him smiling on a beach vacation. His sister Claire asked one question that echoed across the state. If you have his blood, if you have the car, if you have the timeline, why isn't anyone arrested? It's a question many families ask. Evidence exists, but not enough to cross the invisible threshold of certainty. Then came the phone records. Cell tower data showed Victor's phone pinging near Daniel's house that night. Victor claimed his phone often lost signal and bounced between towers. Technically possible, but unlikely. Even more troubling, Daniel's phone stopped transmitting at exactly 10:58 p.m. Victor's SUV was seen leaving at 11:22 p.m. That left a window of 24 minutes. What happened during those 24 minutes? Investigators believe Daniel was attacked inside the house, transported to the SUV, and driven away. But believed is not the same as proved. A year passed, then 2. The case never closed. In 2013, a hunter discovered human remains in a wooded area 30 miles outside Brookhaven. Dental records confirmed what everyone feared. It was Daniel Mercer. He had suffered blunt force trauma to the head. The medical examiner ruled it a homicide. Now, finally, there was a body. Now, finally, there could be charges. or so it seemed. Because decomposition had erased critical forensic opportunities, no usable fibers, no defensive DNA under fingernails, no clear murder weapon. The only physical connection remained the trace blood in Victor Hale's SUV. Prosecutors reviewed everything. The fingerprints on the back door still did not match Victor. They did not match Hannah. They did not match anyone. It suggested a third person, or an unknown accomplice, or a stranger entirely. The case fractured under its own weight. Was Victor involved? Was Hannah hiding something? Was the mysterious fingerprint the true killer? Or had investigators built a narrative too quickly and locked onto the wrong suspect? Years later, an anonymous tip arrived at the police department. It claimed Victor Hale had confessed while drunk at a bar. Detectives tracked down the bartender. He remembered Victor boasting about getting away with something, but he couldn't confirm the specifics, and the alleged confession was hearsay, not admissible without corroboration. Victor denied everything. He had since moved to another state. He lived quietly. No criminal record, no violent history. Just a man with a cloud of suspicion that never turned into handcuffs. So where does that leave us? Let's lay out the evidence. Daniel's blood in his hallway. Daniel's blood in Victor's SUV. Victor's phone near the house. An unidentified fingerprint on the back door. A broken relationship. An unsent email that read, "If anything happens to me, look at her." A cry in the night. A dark SUV driving away. And a body found miles from home. The pieces are all there, but they do not lock together cleanly. Each piece raises another question. If Victor killed Daniel, whose fingerprint was on the door? If Hannah was involved, why no digital trail connecting her to Victor? If a third party committed the crime, why Daniel? Why that night? In 2021, the case was reopened with advanced DNA technology. The unknown fingerprint was reprocessed. Touch DNA was extracted. The results pointed to a partial familial match, a distant relative of someone in the state database. Detectives traced the family tree. It led to a man named Marcus Reed. Marcus had a minor criminal history: burglary, trespassing. He lived 2 towns over in 2009. When questioned, Marcus denied ever knowing Daniel, but phone data placed his number in contact with Victor Hale multiple times the week before the disappearance. When confronted, Victor claimed he barely knew Marcus. Marcus claimed Victor owed him money. The story became tangled. Prosecutors once again considered charges: conspiracy, accessory. But neither man admitted involvement, and neither accused the other. Without one turning on the other, without a weapon, without a direct eyewitness, the district attorney declined to prosecute. Again. Today, Daniel Mercer's case remains officially unsolved. The evidence sits in climate-controlled storage. The SUV was sold. The house on Willow Creek Drive belongs to another family who may or may not know what happened in their hallway 17 years ago. Victor Hale lives under his own name. Marcus Reed moved away. Hannah Wells married someone else. And Daniel's mother still keeps his room exactly the way he left it. Evidence exists, but no arrest. Here's the deeper question. How much evidence is enough? In court, the standard is beyond a reasonable doubt, not beyond suspicion, not beyond probability, beyond doubt. And doubt is a powerful thing. It protects the innocent, but sometimes it shields the guilty. In this case, doubt lingers like fog over a crime scene that never fully clears. There are fingerprints with no identity, phone records with no explanation, blood with no conviction. If you've made it this far, ask yourself something. What do you believe happened in those 24 minutes? Was it a crime of passion, a planned attack, a robbery gone wrong, or something far more complex, an intersection of multiple secrets colliding at once? Because in cases like this, the absence of an arrest does not mean the absence of a killer. It means the truth is trapped somewhere between what can be proven and what can only be known. And sometimes, that's the most haunting mystery of all. Evidence exists, but no arrest. And someone, somewhere, knows exactly why.